We are here in service of tea. The tea spirit has a very beautiful and deep mission. First year or two, we couldn't even see each other. It was very painful for him, and for me I was like insecure. I had no idea who is this guy, what are the relations, hundreds of ceremonies all the time happening. And this creates the very high frequency vibration in the air.
Yo, let's talk about your spiritual ego. Nipple hanging out from your linen kimono. Tantra colada got you feeling sexy. Yeah, it's time for Ubud on tea at the Kruta.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Ubud on Tea, one of the most amazing shows that you can watch on YouTube or on iTunes or on Spotify. This is Lawrence J, and beside him is
Alex Lember.
We are your hosts for the show that takes you deep into Ubud by introducing you to some of the most amazing, genius human beings that have created in the jungle with us.
You're one of them, Roman.
Wow. Thank you guys.
You're like the ultimate guest to have, because we are sitting in the Dragon Tea Temple in Ubud, the place that has shifted, changed. I mean, we talk about it all the time, all 5 episodes that we've done before this one. This is the sexiest, smoothest place in Ubud, and it was your vision before it existed. So I just want to thank you, honor you.
Not only me, but yes, thank you guys.
I think, we talked about it. We think the Dragon Tea Temple has brought something super special to a place that's already super special, Ubud. We had the ecstatic dances at Yoga Barn. We had the nights at Akasha, the full moon ceremony. There was already a lot going on, but like this place is so beautiful. And with the tea, it just creates a very special vibe that even in Ubud, we didn't have.
Even in Ubud, we didn't have.
Congrats, bro.
Everything. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. We have a question for you. The first question that we ask our guests, we're trying to create signature questions. Okay. So our attempt at that is, Alex, go ahead. Do you remember the question?
I remember the question. What do you love about Ubud?
I love people in Ubud.
Yes.
They're amazing.
Of course you do.
Of Course, together with all the designs and Balinese people and ceremonies and all this, all this energy, but people. And actually this energy is what attracts people from
when
everywhere.
you say people, do you mean the locals, the Balinese, or the expat community? Both.
What local people have created has attracted amazing community from around the world. It's been already the spiritual heart center of Bali, and they're on ceremony all the time. Like their life is a ceremony. They have how many hundreds of ceremonies all the time happening, and this creates the very high frequency vibration in the air. And also this place is super creative. There are a lot of carvers, musicians, painters. All this really brings this high vibe, and that's what attracts us here and these millions of tourists who's coming every year.
Yeah, I find that, first of all, it's so cool to have you on the show, because if you get to know your story, as slowly we will, what happens is you start to find out that you're not the typical Ubud person. You're not the typical Ubudian. You come from a business background, like a financial background, right?
Yeah. I graduated as a banker.
As a banker, the good people on the planet.
I never worked in a bank, but
Yeah.
I graduated the university under the government of Russian Federation. I learned to manage the bank, actually.
My first job was in private equity.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Like an analyst. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
And now we're here drinking tea.
Yeah, and once I saw the movie Inside Job.
Inside job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you're a real banker.
Yeah, I'm a real banker. Because
Okay.
I saw them. Yeah, you didn't get that.
No,
you didn't see
I
the
didn't,
movie.
because I haven't
It doesn't
seen it.
matter.
Okay.
That doesn't matter. We're gonna move on. You're from Moscow.
I was born in Lithuania, in Vilnius, but
Oh, cool.
when I was 10, I moved to Moscow, so I spent there 15 years,
Yeah.
studying in the school, university, and then making my first business there.
So this is an interesting topic, because I speak Russian. That'll come up at some point in the show. We had Polina on the other day, and I had a couple of words with her. But the relationship between people from Lithuania and people from Moscow is probably not the cleanest one, right?
Especially now.
Especially now.
Yeah.
Do you experience yourself as a Muscovite? Do you experience yourself as a Russian? Do you experience yourself as, I mean, I'm going into like the provocative topics right
Yeah,
away.
It's very political stuff now, but
Do you want maybe about the tea house before?
Wait,
we're gonna
let-
move there, yeah?
Yeah.
You won't go there. I'm curious.
It's okay.
I know
we
you
go
can.
there.
That's why I brought. This isn't a question for anybody.
Yeah. The thing is that I was born in Lithuania,
Yeah.
in a Russian family, but the blood of the family is Jewish.
Uh-huh.
And now I live in Bali, and my wife is Brazilian, and you know, it's like now first I didn't know how to consider myself, like, you know, because my mentality is Russian, because it's Russian family, but my passport is Lithuanian, and the blood is Jewish, and it's like,
Everything.
okay, I don't care anymore. I just come from this planet. All this is just, you know, just a game of the mind. I come from this planet. I'm a part of the humanity of the space, and that's the answer, actually. And yeah, the political situation now is not the best. It's quite tough, actually. But our job here is to explain, actually, hey guys, we are all, you know. Why else I like Ubud? Because people come from everywhere, you know. People come from the countries which are not very good politically, but they're still seated around the tea table and they don't care. Our blood is red, you know. That doesn't matter, and that's a big thing about this place. Super international community, which can all find something in common, but not nationality. It's you know, how can you judge people just because of nationality? It's not correct.
Yeah, it's so cool right now. I'm Alex. I'm wearing these headphones, and it's like this is like the best teacher for a good tea master, because like when you put down the water, when the water is boiling, it's all
It's
like
all amplified. Right?
yeah, it's so super amplified, which means everybody at home, you guys can hear it too.
Maybe in the next group I put it just in front of the mic.
Yeah.
So people can hear.
Actually, you can move that thing to on top of that thing. Take out from
Here.
the stove, right? Because it's already boiling.
Yeah. Okay.
So, because Roman, you created this place.
I wouldn't say so, because we are partners with Pierre, who is probably going to be here in one of the
Yes.
next episodes.
We certainly hope so.
For sure. If you could go and catch him and put him here for this 1 hour, I understand it's very.
He's a busy man.
It's a busy man.
He's the busiest man in Ubud.
Probably one of. So he's the creator and the owner of Zest restaurant, which we are inside of, and okay, let's start from a little bit before than that. This tea table.
It's like somebody's peeing.
He did that. He did
Now everybody at home. Now everybody
So
at home.
if you listening to the podcast and not watching the video, this is not someone.
If you're
In the
listening to the
bathroom.
podcast on your motorbike or in your car, it's very possible in any moment you're gonna have to go to the bathroom.
Let's start yawning as well.
Yeah. Just everybody's gonna fall asleep. Okay, so speak us to
Okay.
Pierre.
A little bit before.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's me who created the space.
Right.
I was the one who created the project with those tea tables of petrified wood and dragons and all that.
These guys right here. If you're
Yeah,
if you're
so
watching
beautiful.
on, yeah. And what we're gonna have to do, I think, is get some like close up photos or something, because
We can take that, but they're
Yeah.
amazing. They're made of petrified wood of 20 million years old, and carved with the super special noble woods and stones, and it's incredible. And that's how the tea project here in Bali was started almost 7 years ago, and I've created maybe 100 pieces, which are now around the world in many places. And then around 1.5 or 2 years ago, Pierre, the owner of Zest, he saw one of our photo shoots with Mika. You would remember, you all know Mika, probably she's going to be here one day also. And
Of course,
we were
beautiful Russian
for
girl.
sure.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
were
yeah.
doing a photo shooting with her, and Pierre is very good friend with Kita. So he saw the photo of tables, and then I went to the restaurant with my family, and he saw it, and he said like, "Hey, I saw the table. I want one." I was like, "Okay." So then we start to talk, and then finally we end up going around the restaurant thinking where this table can be placed. And we understood that just inside of the restaurant doesn't make sense to put a petrified wood dragon table in the middle of the restaurant. It doesn't make sense. And here, where we are now, was just a garden, space where nobody was
Like
hanging
just
out.
grass.
Just grass and like some outdoor seating, but was not used so much.
There was like a gazebo.
This gazebo.
This gazebo.
This gazebo
and
was
there's
in
a
the
table
middle.
there.
Few events.
It
here
was
and
in the
there.
middle, and the round was like a garden, but not used so much. And we start to walk around, and I told, okay, here you need to build the tea house for this table. I was like, okay, but it's pandemic. I say, exactly, it's a pandemic, so that's the time to build, because you don't have so much people now.
Right.
Few days after, I'm receiving WhatsApp message with a 3D model from architect of this tea house. He says, "Hey, bro, look, we've done that." And then since then we start to create all these Pinterest mood boards, how it should look like, because I already have an experience with building tea house and working with tea, so I explained the functional part, how it should be done, and then we started the project of creating the tea house. Basically, we wanted to create a space for the tea table. So because there was no space for tea table, it's a beautiful upsale actually of from the tea table. And then during the time of creation, after a while, we decided to become partners because it makes sense, because he's not a tea guy, he's a businessman, he's a restaurant guy, and I'm more like a businessman and also a tea guy. So we decided, okay, let's just do it together. It makes sense. I need a space, I need a showroom, I need a space where we can showcase that stuff and also spread the culture. This was actually another very big idea since we started this tea in Ubud 6 or 7 years ago. I wanted to spread the culture, and this is like a beautiful result of that desire. So I was not the only one who created that. Actually, we had a beautiful interior designer. It's a woman, her name is it's a girlfriend of Pierre or ex-girlfriend of Pierre, I don't know.
What's her name?
Susan.
Uh-huh.
Susan, she is from LA, but she is Iranian woman.
Okay.
Beautiful, and she is a professional interior designer. So we had her, we had me as a consultant, and I had to like bring the level how it should be with the tables. And Pierre was the one to basically build and execute. He's doing the construction around Ubud, around Bali, many places. So he was the one to manage the people, the construction people. So I cannot say that it was me who created this place.
One of them.
I was one of the founders, one of people who,
Visionaries,
who-
though.
who-
But it was your vision.
It was-
Initially.
Yeah.
And actually talking about the vision, because there's almost two things with that place. There is almost a devotion to tea and spreading tea and sharing tea.
Yeah.
And there is what Dragon Tea Temple has become as a hub in the Ubudian life,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
especially in a very beautiful way.
Yeah.
And I think we'll talk about the tea more in detail, but also about the vision. Did you have in mind already when you created that Dragon Tea Temple that you would have all these amazing events here and these performances, or did you think it would be just more for people to drink tea?
No, I always knew that we always knew that it's going to be events, around tea, because it was like this all the time. We've been serving tea in all these places, Akasha and Balidache and all these places, all the events.
And when you say we, do you mean you? And
Me, I always had a tea people around, I always had a crew, like now.
Like who?
Like Rai, Barry?
Were those
No, they
people
were not here
yeah.
7 years ago. I
Yeah.
had
So
a-
who was that at the time?
Look, there were people. Their names are written in stones.
Guys, I want to make a suggestion to continue this interview exactly how it is, but I want to make a suggestion. I would love to all of us drink a cup of tea in silence together. Just like
Let's
take
do
a
that.
breath, because it's so exciting to talk to you, and I'm feeling this like, woo, so I just want to
Let's do
take a
that.
moment and have everybody at home and us pause for a moment and just remember the ritual. It's really fun.
I'm still interested.
Okay, good, go for that.
In the question, yeah. So when you did this, did you have the vision for all these events that we're holding?
We knew that is going to happen, the events here. We knew because tea and music were always together. We didn't know it will become like this. It's going like a lot of events. It's happening a lot of events now, and we didn't know how it's going to be. We knew that events are going to happen here.
To a point that we record here in that beautiful Dragon Tea Temple, and each time we book the place, there's like people who want to book also on a new event that's coming up, so we can see it's really hard to find a time to record here. So thank you, Roman, for letting us.
It's always happening something here, like all the time, and it's beautiful. You know, it's nice for. It's good for business. It's good for spreading the culture. Good for tea. It's good for people to experience this because it's very inspiring. The ritual, the place, the music, and all the people who are involved. In general, I'm very happy to be a part of.
It's a good bridge. It's a good bridge. I have a friend, a client who just flew in to Bali, and it was a Thursday night, and I said, "Oh, you have to go to Ecstatic Dance." Narayan, who we had on the show the other day, is going to be DJing. It's going to be so good. And then like 20 minutes before, I was like, no, wait a second. Ecstatic Dance, if you just got here from like Russia or from Europe, no. Dragon Tea Temple, you'll have the most beautiful experience. You go for tea, there's gonna be beautiful music. It's like the ultimate bridge, because Ubud can be too much for people sometimes. And this place is so classy, yet it still embodies, in every time I've been here, that's spiritual. Even when I went to tea school, I felt like I was in sadhana.
I love what you're saying, because actually that's so on point. 3 months ago, my mom came. And my mom is open-minded to my life and spirituality and the community, but I wouldn't yet bring her straight away to a yoga band. She ended up going to an ecstatic dance at yoga band, but like the second night she was here, she arrived on the Friday. On the Saturday night, I took her here to the ISIS one. So we're drinking Blue Lotus, and that was
Blue Lotus tincture.
Beautiful instruments. And actually I thought it was perfect, because one, she was a little bit afraid I'm like a bit too much of a hippie. And when you come here, it's like, okay, that's like very chic for hippies, you know?
It's like the 4C, it's like the Ritz-Carlton for hippies.
And then it gives a taste of the art, of the community. Even like Blue Lotus tea is some gentle plant medicine almost in a way.
I got high that night. I got so high that night.
Like my mom wouldn't do like ayahuasca now, for example, but Blue Lotus tea, I told her, it's very subtle. She was okay. It's tea, you know.
I would love to bring my mom here on a Blue Lotus night.
So to your point, that's exactly. I was like, wow, I was so excited for my mom to arrive and to come at such an event just after she arrived. So thank you.
Welcome, guys.
Yeah, thank you. I have a question for you. This is like up Alex's previous podcast point of view, like the entrepreneurial moment. What I found really interesting, and I'd like you to answer if you can, is the opportunity to speak to somebody like Pierre, who has the ability to push buttons and make things happen, you know, and the ability to offer him something and have him move on it right away. Is there a strategy? Is there a technique to that? I know that a lot of people that are watching are like, whoa, how do I make things happen? And you did that.
And if I can add to that question too, it's something sensitive in Ubud, right? Where there's that cliche of people are just not doing anything, not creating anything.
It's an interesting question. I don't think it's so much about how to do this with Pierre. Me, I was always about doing things, about creating things, about changing things, about like really executing things. And Pierre, we are very similar. And that's why, you know, you all know this story. The most interesting part of this partnership between me and Pierre is that my wife is Pierre's ex-wife.
Dun, 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 dun.
So they spent together some time. They came together to Ubud. They lived together 7 or 8 years. They lived together in France, in China, in Thailand. They lived together, and then they came here. Yeah.
And if I can just pause you there, that's something very beautiful that, again, I see a lot in our community, is people who are still very good friends with their ex and the new partner. And I've seen, for example, we have a friend, Luciano and
Yeah.
Angelina and Eva, they like even live together. And so that's something we see here. It's very beautiful. While in the Matrix world,
It's not
let's say often it's like, oh, I don't want you to see your ex and,
Yeah.
and cutting.
We went through that phase as well, you know. But it takes, you know, when you see things, when you make things happen. This part, okay, we it was like that, but now we move forward, and now, you know, everybody accepted this new reality. So, and if we have an opportunity to partner in business, why not? You know, especially if we see we didn't create that because we wanted. Okay, so you're ex-husband of Caroline, let's create something together. No.
It's funny. I have a. I was gonna say. I'll say it's funny. I have a similar situation in my life, and there's a guy that I know here that every time is like, "How is that a problem? Why wouldn't the ex want to take care of you? Why wouldn't he want, you know, for like for you to be, you know?" Anyhow, I don't want to get too into it, but it takes time. There's a process. That's what you're speaking to?
Yeah, it was very painful for Pierre in the beginning. Me, when I met Caroline, they were not together, and I had no idea about Pierre. No, I had nothing. She was a beautiful woman walking around. You know, I was like, wow, cool. And I start to do some action to there, but I had no idea about.
Wait.
Yeah.
What's your move?
I make tea. I make tea, and I do.
That's actually.
That's how you pick up in Ubud.
Yeah, I make tea, and I do a very special like look, you know, and it's like.
That's actually a really good.
Everyone's on
That's a
tea.
really good question. That's a really good
Yeah,
question.
yeah,
Write
yeah.
that one down. I was just my friend yesterday. I was saying to him, "What's your move?" And
What's your
he's
move?
like, I asked her to contact dance.
Yeah.
That's
Everybody-
another one, yeah.
Everybody
Tea
has
and
their own
compact
move.
dance.
What are you good at? That's your move.
Yeah, what you're good at.
That guy's-
I just do a handstand.
Yeah.
Come to a fire with medicine songs.
Yeah.
Have tea.
Anything. You
dance.
know? And I was by that time making tea at Bali, if you know this place.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was also a sauna master there. So and then
Sound master.
sauna. Like
Sauna.
Oh,
Bani.
sauna, banya master.
Yeah, Bani Mat. I worked like for some
Dude,
time.
it's
I
what
could see you with those leaves
Totally.
hitting my back.
And I do like I have my shamanic path as well for a few years. So it's like it's a shamanic ceremony inside of the sauna. It's really healing, amazing stuff. And she went there, you know. So I was like, ooh, okay, come.
So she was there already.
She was in Bali Dacha already.
Oh,
I
that's how you met her.
there. Yeah, making tea, and then I was like,
In the
uh-huh.
sauna.
And then sauna, and then I was.
Bro, I
I
wanna
was
go-
serving rape, all of that. You
Oh
know.
man, do you guys still do that at home around the dinner table?
I'm not doing this.
Serving
anymore so
rape
much,
is one way also to get
Just spanking
intimate.
now.
Oh, that's a beep. That's a beep and a
Oops.
cut.
But that's how we met, but in the beginning of our relations, it was painful for Pierre, for sure. You know, they just broke up for some time ago. Mia had no idea about that this guy exists. You know, but he knew that she has a new guy, so for him it was painful. And first year or two, you know, we couldn't even see each other. It was very painful for him, and for me, I was like insecure. I had no idea who is this guy, what are their relations. You know, first 2 years
Yeah,
was,
she
and
didn't-
then after maybe a couple of years, Pierre did one very beautiful thing. He has an amazing heart. This guy, he came to me in one of the parties in Akasha and say, "Hey, bro, I want to tell you something. It's very painful for me, but I'm gonna overcome that, and I believe that we can become friends, and our kids might play together one time in the future." I was like, "Whoa, you!" I feel how it's painful.
Goosebumps.
I feel how it's painful for him, but he overcomes that, opened his heart like this, wide open, comes to me directly and tells this thing. I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
You know,
Say,
but
little silent cup for Pierre.
yeah, he deserves.
Silent slurp.
And I'm still learning from him. He's still the same guy with wide open heart. Wow, it's very inspiring. Sometimes in time when he needs to be pissed off, he's pissed off, but he opens his heart and speaks like directly from there. This is very rare, unique, and inspiring. I'm learning a lot from that.
Last time we saw him, we were like, "Hey, how are you?" And usually people just say good, but he really opened up. He's a very open person.
Which was really powerful because I was also going through a situation and we didn't go deep and we didn't have the, we just a moment of acknowledgement. Okay, we're both warriors with a soft, open heart.
Yeah.
That's it, just a moment.
Yeah. And that's actually a topic in itself. Like, I lived in Australia for 6 years, and it's, hey, how are you? How are you? Good. How
It's
are
all
you?
good.
But no one cares really.
No
like
one.
you ask how are you, and you don't care. And I tried to do it for myself, like not all the time, because that would be like too confronting. But when people ask me how are you, it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna answer you.
Yeah. Do you want to know? Do you really want to know how I am?
Let's sit down,
Okay,
bro.
sit here. open a beer.
Get a cacao.
I think in Australia, they don't really want to know, but in Bali, you can meet somebody and you can have a 3-hour-long conversation and not know their name yet.
Yeah, it's true. But if you're busy, you cannot have 3-hour-long conversation like this. It's just
Well, that's part of the beauty, I think, of living here, and that's part of the beauty. I sat this morning in gratitude, thinking about all the things that I've experienced this past week. Like I played at Udara. I taught a yoga class at Udara with Narayan. On Saturday night, Kita gave me the microphone. I did a freestyle during a Charya set.
Amazing.
That week we did this podcast. Like these are
The
things.
event was amazing.
The event was amazing too, but I'm just so grateful. And part of being grateful, because right now we're experiencing tourists again. We're experiencing people that are
Tough times.
we got used to this silence, but now.
But they're like their eyes are wide open.
Next pandemic coming.
It's good for business. These people.
These people, I am not criticizing them. I'm taking this from a positive point of view.
Yeah.
Look, first of all, for people that have been spoiled like us to have the island
for us,
pretty much all for us for 2 years, it's easy. It really shows how quickly humans move into addiction. Like we're just like, oh my god, this is I'm now a local. It's my place. No, I'm not. I'm from Canada by way of Russia, and like I am living the dream by being here, and it could end at any moment for any reason because we have no control. With that said, seeing these people's wide eyes reminds me of how special this is, and it also reminds me of how special the previous 2.5 years were, where I can meet somebody like you, Roman. Like it wouldn't have been possible if I came as a tourist. You don't have time for me.
No.
But being able to connect, to create a relationship, to get through walls with you, with Narayan, with Alex.
No, but you can pay.
I can pay it's called, you can do my coaching program. It goes 10,000. You can speak to me for 2 hours a week. I know how it goes.
I don't do coaching, but yeah, you can come for a tea ceremony. I do that for people, and this is one of the most impacting time of my life. When people in Ubud, they all, we're all a little bit different, but we are all in one frequency. It's not very surprising to hear all these stories. Like, yeah, cool. But it's not like something out of the mind for us, because we live here, we experience so many things every day. But for tourists who come here and could experience like 1-2 hours of ceremony with one of us or with me,
Life-changing.
it's like boom. It's like this. It opens the perspective of another way of life, completely different.
Actually, as you talked about tea ceremonies, and I talked about my mom before, another thing I brought her to that I thought was really beautiful was, and a little bit weird, but in that weirdness, amazing, I think, is Daniel's tea ceremony at his bamboo tea house. And that was another, I feel, signature of Ubud and tea. And I find that, again, tea, also those beautiful ancient puers, they're a bit like plant medicine. They change our experience and how we feel. And as we're here at the Dragon Tea Temple with someone who's really passionate about tea, I would love to take a bit of time to talk also about tea in itself, why you're passionate about tea, what tea would, maybe let's start with what tea we're drinking right now.
Okay.
It's delicious.
It's amazing tea. It's one of the best teas we have here.
What is it?
This is Sheng Puer.
Sheng Puer.
Sheng Puer. Sheng is raw.
Okay. Sheng means raw.
Sheng means raw.
Raw.
Shou, there are two types of puer, Sheng and shou. Shou is black or cooked, and Sheng is raw.
Okay.
And
This
Roman,
tea-
do you mind moving a little bit like more angle like this? I think it'll look better on the camera.
I love how Alex just like so seamlessly like just like adds. Like, can you just do this? Can you just do this?
Yeah, it's amazing.
I was just looking at the screen and I was like, Roman has such a pretty face,
We
but
can't see
we can
him.
only see one
We
side
can't
of
see
it.
him. We can do close-ups. Like just take a look. Take a
Yeah.
look right there into that camera right there. That one right there. This one right here.
Ah, yeah.
Okay,
With
okay.
a beautiful
okay.
smile.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. If you're listening to the podcast, definitely consider checking out the video because you want to see Roman's smile.
The YouTube.
Yeah.
The YouTube. Totally. So yeah, what were you saying?
What's the tea? The tea. What were-
now that the camera can see you.
I was talking about the tea. This is a Sheng puer.
The raw
of
puer.
Raw puer, but this one is old. It's from 1990s, beginning of 90s. It comes from Yunnan, from the forest of Yunnan. It's like the origin of all the tea in the world.
So it's a region in China.
Yeah. It's a region in China, and the forests, the puer forests, is where tea originally comes from. It spread from there to everywhere in the world. And this tea comes from the wild trees, which are really old. The trees are 500 to 700 years old.
Wow.
This is very important and it's wild, because the old trees, they have very deep roots to bring the most rich minerals from down there. They always almost reach the hell, and there is a lot of wisdom there. And the branch is very, very high, so they can reach the heaven.
Right.
So,
the metaphors are beautiful.
Yeah, and the spectrum is very wide. Same like
As
us.
above, so below.
Yeah. It's
As
true.
within, so without.
It is, and that's why this tea brings a lot of energy.
We are
Love you,
going.
bro.
We're getting philosophical here.
Yeah, and the old Sheng from wild old trees is one of the most rare teas in the world, and that's what tea masters who if you drink tea for a long time, you will arrive to old Sheng. That's
Like it'll draw you.
Yeah, because that's the best tea,
So this is the best tea.
It's
It's
almost
one of the best teas, that you can find.
it's almost like drinking from these ancient trees.
It sounds
I feel
good.
like yeah. I feel like it's like a tree consciousness coming inside, like ancient trees. So, well, first, even physically, I feel like almost it's pulling me up,
Yeah.
and then getting me more relaxed, and
Yeah.
then more just calm and clear and sharp.
It makes
So
you
really
straight,
good.
It makes you connected to the sky because the branch is very high, and it makes you very grounded because the roots are very low.
We have a friend who's becoming a teatarian.
Tearian.
A teatarian.
Tearian. Only drinking tea.
Only drinking
I had
tea.
this idea. Okay. Doesn't work.
Anyways, I just thought of him as we're talking about tree consciousness, especially wisdom consciousness.
And those trees are very similar with
My
people.
branch
We're getting high
gets
on
me a
tea.
bit high too.
These trees are very similar with tea. Is very similar with people. Good people, older they are, better they become, more refined. Same with tea. If there is a good storage, if it's a good material and a good storage, it just becomes better and better over the years. Same with people. If it has a good genetics and the environment is.
I think environment, yeah.
Environment is all together should
Yeah.
be nice, and then with every year it becomes more and more strong, happy, refined. Like you, you're like 73, yeah.
Yeah.
You look really good.
Yeah, thank you.
That's why you love old women.
Because they're the best women.
Yeah, more refined. Yeah.
That's it. This is a good moment for me to introduce. So we have a friend here. What we like to do is feature people who are like doing art in Ubud, and we have a friend, Haley. I don't know if you know Haley Claire. But
I
she's-
heard about her. I
she's-
haven't met
She
her yet.
plays with Pau, who's our next guest.
Okay.
I'd love to see that. Can I ask just one more question as we were on the tea?
Let's do this. Let me introduce it because I already started it, and I'll
Okay.
put them down.
Okay.
So anyway, she does this thing called Shadows of Light, which is like kind of like tarot cards. They're really beautiful. I just wanted to put this here. If you have any questions that come up that you need answered, I do Shadow of Light card readings.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put these here, I'll just as an offer, and then we're gonna go back to Alex's question.
Should I pay you something for your reading or not?
What? No,
it's
bro.
a free reading or
Bro, no,
It's a donation of $1 million. It's a donation of $1 million rupiah.
It's not for you. It's an
It's a
energy
donation.
exchange. It's an energy exchange. I love how in Ubud, like you do something, you've done the graphic design for somebody, it's gone amazing, and then you're like, hey, so I just wanted to check in what the energy exchange was going to be for that work that I've done.
Which feels good for you. It's
Yeah.
okay. Hey, how much?
Yeah.
Hey,
It's
how
like
much for
energy
that?
exchange that feels good for you. Yeah, that feels good. That feels empowering. But it's awesome and it's true, and because that guy in like northern Toronto that would be like, hey to my father, hey, I'm the mechanic. I fixed the car. How much?
How much? What about money? Yeah.
Some of the most beautiful things about abundance is just like being free, letting go, just giving away, giving everything away, and trusting that the circuit will bring it back to you. The looping
Yeah.
will bring it back. We like using the word looping. The looping, bring it back.
Yeah. It's beautiful here in the Ubud. You just give
Good peeps, good people, loving people. So you had a question you wanted to ask him.
Well, tea.
Yeah. And actually, that's something the cards will come, and that's something we thought would be like interesting in the show. Like we pull an oracle card from our friend Haley, so that you can do that afterwards.
What?
I think it's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
The card.
thank you.
And-
I'm
and we
a big
discussed
fan
this.
of her cards.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You want to see them? You ready? Do you have? Is there something that
Well,
you want?
No, this is my question before.
Go ask it.
I understood.
Just ask it. I'm trying to like.
He said, no, let's do cards. Let's do cards. No, I have a question.
Please. If you're sitting at home, what's happening is I'm trying to do a card reading, but Alex wants to ask a question.
Yeah, so talking about tea, what I feel is like tea has like, I feel tea has a role in kind of the awakening or raising people's consciousness or creating that new us, right? And for me, it's like I enjoy tea for myself, but I also feel like I'm a devotee
Okay.
Sorry.
to the mission and what.
Okay.
Bro, you're high on tea.
Yes.
Yeah, of what tea can bring into the world. Is that
Okay.
is that how you view it too? That tea is like has a consciousness that's working through us, and that through
It's a
spreading
Gaia
that beautiful
speaking.
bro.
Oh, sorry.
And through spreading that beautiful consciousness and spreading tea will like helping the mission of tea almost.
Yes, for sure. You know, I would tell even more. We are here in service of tea. The tea spirit has a very beautiful and deep mission, and you know, tea is, as I feel, it's a tool of Mother Earth to come through us and help us to understand that we are a part of nature. We are a part of Mother Earth. We are made from one thing, from one material. You know, the idea is to be just organic, to live organically with nature, and tea helps us a lot to do this. And you know, my mission with all the tea and tea houses and all these tea tables is to bring this organic consciousness to all people who drink tea as well. And this is beautiful, you know. I really like it, and tea always gives support. It has a consciousness. It's very wise and ancient spirit. I like how, you know, we speak about very deep and serious stuff, and this guy is like, love me.
It's let's say the complementarity of the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I fully resonate, and for me, it's like, of course, we don't want to take it too seriously.
No, nothing. You should take
Laugh
nothing
about
too
it,
serious.
but,
Yeah.
but it's very serious.
It is true. And it's a plant medicine, the way you talked before. It's a plant medicine, but it's like much more smooth plant medicine than ayahuasca or other strong shamanic
Seamless.
stuff.
It's the bridge.
It's the bridge. You can bring the ceremony which you learn there to your everyday life, you know, all these details which there you're like this, with all the little details and everything. But then you go out of that ceremony, and you go back to your daily life where there's no ceremony, and the tea is the opportunity to bring this ceremony to daily life.
Yeah.
And this is amazing, you know.
I like that too.
And you can drink it every day. You cannot drink ayahuasca every day. It's too much. It's crazy. But this one,
I mean, some people do.
yeah, but not for so long,
Some
right?
people microdose. It's true.
It's not a ceremony. Microdose.
Yeah, you're right.
I haven't heard about it a lot. People microdosing ayahuasca.
Yeah, they're doing.
At Bali Dacha. He was the sauna master.
Yeah, people are doing that for sure. Actually, it's cool because when you go to the ceremony, you create a new pathways between your brain, with parts of the brain, and then to keep those connections, that's the most challenging part. And you know, people go to microdose after ceremony to just keep those connections.
Keep that
strong.
feeling. I mean, we don't do that kind of thing here.
No.
But if we did do that kind of thing here, I really like that feeling of having one foot in, one foot out. Like being in what we call the matrix, although I'm redefining what that means to me, and being in that spirit realm. That is like a really beautiful place.
I have that with rapé also. I feel when I do rapé, it kind of brings me back in that
It's
more Amazonian style.
Yeah,
that,
it keeps you connected.
Vibe, or
Keeps you
shamanic
connected.
vibe, without it being
Too strong.
too strong
Too
for
intense.
navigating my day-to-day life.
With tea, Chinese people believe that it can heal any disease. You know, they believe that if you drink tea every day, you can even grow your wings. How it works basically? When you drink tea, it makes your system clean. It brings you back to yourself. It awakes your life force, and then this life force from within can heal any disease in your body. And that's why, you know, we normally we all have wings. It's just not activated so much. But when you drink tea for a long time, it's like really bringing you back to your powerful version.
I think with this cup, we'll start seeing your wings.
You don't see it? Yeah.
To me, they're clear.
Yeah.
The angel wings are clear.
And actually, Lawrence, that's also why we were excited to do Ubud on tea, right? It's like to spread that tea culture, not only here in Ubud has been going, but all around the galaxies.
Amazing.
Sometimes, like it happened on Sunday, I was teaching a yoga class, and the majority of the people in the yoga class are tourists.
Yeah.
So it means that they came for a tourist experience. They didn't come because, they came because you're in Bali, you're supposed to do yoga. They're not yogis.
No.
Some of them, right? So I'm sure that you come across those kind of people in the tea world.
Yeah.
How can you package that conversation about tea consciousness, about your wings, to somebody who just came from the office, computerized, and sees the light, but because the door's just a little bit ajar, because they just haven't been taught that the door opens up wide. How can you share this with them in a way that will make sense to them?
Everyone is very different, you know. It really depends on the world where they come from. My goal, my idea when I'm serving tea, to understand where they come from. What is the language I can speak now in this hour or two or 20 minutes? Some people come here just for a cup of tea. And I'm not always trying to wake people up, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But if I feel that there is the door is already open, and I understand the language, when sometimes you start just be very like powerful flow and then we drink tea, the same tea together, and then the door just opens, and the idea is not to explain everything in an hour.
Whoa!
On air.
Your wings, bro. Like,
I told you.
they're
You told me
creating
one
a mess.
cup. One cup.
You're just getting used to them.
We know this guy. We know this
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This guy's Skip. He's one of the crew members.
Okay.
What's up, Skip?
Yo.
Hey.
You're on air.
Yeah, we're on air.
Yeah. Yeah, and like this, I just give people what they are ready to receive. Basically, I just give the tea, and some of them are getting really inspired to learn more, to know more, not from me. It's just to know more, to go there, to go deeper into this spiritual knowledge, or to themselves as well. Many people like this, they come, they send me a message like, hey, I've been to your ceremony 1 year ago, and after that I start to explore and start, the new worlds have opened, you know. But some people, they come, they drink tea, and they, okay, tea, and they go. There is no impact, no change.
And Lawrence and I, by the way, we've been to the tea school at
Yes.
Zest and Dragon Tea Temple. That's something you do regularly. So
I remember that.
I'm like so grateful I came.
It was a lot like this. I would talk. I would get in trouble for talking too much.
Yeah, like you talk over, like when someone speaks, you speak over them.
All the time. All the time.
Do you?
Yeah, it's all the time.
And so yeah, you do them regularly, like for at Zest Dragon Tea Temple. And honestly, I'm like so confident recommending it to anyone. Like I'm so happy I learned about the teas, about just the knowledge of it, but having a class where you drink amazing tea during the class makes it like just the best classroom ever.
Yeah.
And it was so nice, and so it's like both learning about it, but also very experiential, tasting it, and yeah, it was amazing. Like I really highly recommend it. So I think there's a next one coming up soon.
The thing is that now we are working on online school, because you know, you guys came here. We are going to keep this school here, presential offline school as well, because it's one thing. It's like you cannot get this experience online. It's not possible to drink tea or to have this knowledge and be in a group. But a lot of people are not here, are not in Bali, or even if they are here, they cannot dedicate 3 weeks and many hours to come here all the time. So many people start to ask, can we learn just online because we're somewhere else? So now we decide to record. Basically, the same thing we went through, but a little bit more refined, because we had another tea school now in June. And now next month we are gonna record actually online course.
Can I suggest something?
Yeah,
is
of
that
course.
you do a package. People buy the online course, but they buy it in advance and they receive a package with the teas to drink while they take the course.
Amazing.
Because it's such a different experience
If
when
you
you drink the tea at the same time.
For sure.
It also makes your mind super sharp, these kinds of tea.
Yeah. It's very clean. It's like really brings you to
Yeah,
the
I was like
center.
downloading. I felt like I was learning much more than if I was just watching videos.
For sure. Because tea, as we just talked, has consciousness by itself. When you drink it, it teaches you from inside.
That's so cool. You do a package where you sell them different kinds of teas. You say class 1 is this tea. Everybody like sets up their thing, their water ready to go.
I mean, marketing wise, also you could probably bump quite a bit the price of the whole course there. That make it more a premium experience. If they receive like a beautiful book, for example, and the tea samples to drink with each session.
Send them a
It's
kimono.
not just like an online course.
Yeah, you sit in front of the computer, you put your kimono, and you feel amazing. You feel different. It's like really like an armor, tea armor. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, well, thank you, everybody. The previous message was brought to you by our sponsor, Dragon Tea Temple, where there's a tea school. Don't forget. But that's all true, and that's really cool. And it's cool to see that you're turning it into a course. We're both participants, and this guy even graduated. I came, and I was like, and every time I would come, I would leave happy, and I'd be like, well, I love tea. Like, it really was a good decision.
Yeah, and all these little things that we are selling tea, we are selling tables producing, and the course, it supports us, you know, it supports us and gives us opportunity to move forward, to grow, you know,
So talking about that, like, let's be honest. So you sponsor us, like Zest and the Dragon Tea Temple are the sponsors of this show, and we're like, I'm feeling at least fully in integrity, talking about all these beautiful products. So you talked about the tea table, it's this one, like
yeah.
it's like amazing, it's so beautiful. The tea we drink, I buy my tea here all the time. And
Yeah,
so
we have a good selection
amazing.
of tea.
Yeah, so I wanted to do a bit of a shout out. Yeah.
All we've done is shout outs for them.
But yeah, so a little shout out for helping us bringing this into the world, and for me, I'm super happy at least to.
We're super honored, super honored. This guy's so pissed because I'm speaking at the same time.
You keep talking over me.
It's okay.
Yeah, but
It's okay. We're doing this. This is the relationship in real time.
Yeah.
it's like it's like a relationship, yeah. But anyway, we'll chat more.
Yeah, you guys will find your perfect dynamics for sure.
I think we have it. I think like
That's
it's already
kind of
happening. Like I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
this is perfect. Like I think like the overlapping is like something that is like part of like the conversation, like feeling like the water, like be like water, like Bruce Lee, you know?
Like tea.
Yeah, like tea. It also brings us back to the space of like,
Last cup.
yeah, we'll do a slurp. So this is how we close the show usually. And we don't have to close it if you have any other questions.
I'm good.
Okay, good. If you have anything you want to share before, but the way we close, and you can share, is we do one final slurp.
Of tea.
If we
Okay.
have tea.
So we need tea.
Yeah, we need tea.
While you're preparing tea, I would like to say that, guys, it's amazing what you're doing.
Thank you.
It's really, really cool. We don't have nothing like that in Ubud. There is a way for all the people here around Ubud to come here and speak whatever needs to be spoken. And there is an amazing opportunity to people from not in Ubud to understand a little bit about people who live here. You know, it can even be an inspiration for them to come. Because, oh wow, so many amazing people are there, and then we can listen to what they're talking about for an hour, you know, and then they might go through different episodes and they might want to meet all of these beautiful people, and it's super cool what you guys are doing.
Thank
I'm
you.
happy to be a part, one of
Thank
the
you.
first guests, and I'm happy that you guys are doing it here.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
So this is really super cool. Thank you guys for doing this.
Thank you. One thing that's not weird in Ubud is men giving a hug to each other.
Yeah, it's
Thank you
good.
for-
It's not
Thank
it's
you,
not weird
man.
at all.
Alex is the
Little
bridge.
cuddles.
Alex is the
Yeah,
bridge.
okay, let's do the last cup of tea.
So remember, liberation, challenge.
Yeah.
This is your key. Your key to enlightenment, Roman.
To enlightenment. Okay.
Yeah. You're almost there, trust me. But with this,
This and last cup.
and the cup.
Sure.
Oh, here's one cup.
It's the last Bruce. It's getting quite light, but with a slurp, it's perfect.
A cup for another hundreds or thousands episodes.
Go right up to the mic. Right up to the mic with the slurp.
Thank you so much, Roman. Thank you so much, Lawrence. We'll
Thank
tell
you,
people,
Alex.
like, if you can want to help us, you can like, subscribe on YouTube, on the podcast channel, and if you're listening and you liked it, you can take a screenshot of the podcast and share a story. Tag us at Ubud on Tea. I think that was amazing. Lawrence, do you have anything?
No, I'm just so grateful. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
being
guys.
here. Thank you, Alex. You're awesome. You guys are awesome. This is amazing. Continue being devotees, everybody.